Yeah, I guess we'll just talk about we'll dig right into the NBA All-Star weekend because a little bit of controversy. People want them to be competitive. They're not competitive at all during the actual All-Star game. I think there was some highlights and lowlights of this weekend though, because the dunk contest obviously is going to get shit on. I think the celebrity game, you could call it a success. It got a lot of notoriety. Some NFL players in there, some celebrities, and the 3-point contest, not itself getting a lot of talk and notoriety, but the Sabrina Ionesco and Steph Curry matchup definitely being like the marquee event. And I think they should continue it.
I'm on the opposite spectrum of that. Like, I think that they should discontinue All Star Weekend altogether. Like, I mean, realistically, no one gives a shit. It's a piss poor product. I mean, you have Scotty Barnes out there just doing whatever, being acoustic out there, like just throwing backwards lobs, like not being able to ball handle. You have Jalen Brown in the dunk contest, dunking over Kai Sentient, which again gets shit on a lot, but I mean, it wasn't the best dunk. Like, if
Did
I
you
just
say
think
Kai
that
Sentient?
what's his name? Sinat
Kai Sinat.
Sentient being.
Old.
Shut
Old.
up. I'm sorry, I don't watch fucking streamers. But yeah, I mean, I just don't think like I think that we could all use a break from the All-Star break, and let's take a couple years off and let's come back and we'll do it when people actually miss it. Let's give it some time to like die down. Let's come back to it in a few years and then let's do it big. But I mean, even the like officials, I think they sent in during the All Star game, which was the highest scoring All Star game ever. Uh, what did they score? Like 211.
Yeah, like over 200 points.
So they sent in three people. They sent in Andre Iguodala, they sent in Larry Bird, and then they sent in one other person. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head during the halftime of the All Star game, and they were like, "Hey, we need to pick up the intensity. Like we need to play hard during this game." And obviously they didn't really listen. Adam Silver afterwards, when he's like giving the trophy, is like, well, it is what it is. Here you go. Like, no one seemed pumped up by this. No one seemed to be having the people that had the most fun were Luka and Jokic. They had a blast. Like, and I would actually pay to just see them hang out. You know what I mean? I would like to see that rather than the All-Star game. So I think we take a whole step back. We have guys that aren't even in the NBA winning the NBA dunk contest. NBA actual players are afraid to do this because they're just going to get shit on because they aren't amazing dunkers. Like, it takes it's a real skill to be a great dunker. And that's not what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Jalen Brown's getting shit on pretty hard right now, but I don't think it's solely because he's a big name, he's an all-star, whatever. If you're going to be an all-star and come into this event, you need to take it seriously so you don't get shit on. It felt like Jalen Brown went in there thinking, I'm going to just do whatever, I'll make the finals. Like, he was guaranteed a spot in the finals just based off his name. And fans knew it. Fans saw that Obi Toppin had way better dunks.
It wasn't Obi, it was his brother.
Jacob Toppin, yeah, I was wondering why this article is calling him Jacob, but he did
You're
have
like,
a
what the
better
fuck?
dunk. He had like a 360 between the legs, and it was like what 42 or something. And then Jalen Brown doing the most basic of basic dunks gets into the finals. And so yeah, we're playing politics here now. The fans just want to see creative dunks, and I think you got to lean more into like the gimmickiness, like the corniness a little bit. I mean, back in the day, we have someone blowing out a cupcake birthday candle and jumping
That
over
was
cars.
impressive though.
Yeah, and there's like more creativity. There's like different things going on, but now it just feels like we're not putting in the effort to come up with something creative or different or new. And like, trust me, everyone's playing the college slam dunk contest videos.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing like the G League slam dunk contest videos, and those are way better and way more creative. So like, it's out there. Like, we can definitely find good dunkers in the NBA, but they need to take a little bit of time to actually come with some good dunks. And I mean, Matt McClung, he's obviously like now hanging his hat on this event, so of course he's gonna win it. Like he's gonna put in his full effort and try to be the best every year now.
I think even then, I think Jalen Brown had some creative dunks. He had like a dunk tribute at one point. I can't remember who he was tributing. I'm not gonna lie, but it had their picture. You know what I mean? He tried to do the dab one where he was like, "Oh, I'm not looking," but he really was the whole time. So it's
Mhm.
like he did try different things, but ultimately, like
He
again, he's
didn't
not.
try. He didn't. He jumped over Kai Cenat sitting down, and then when he landed, he's
Bro,
I'm a,
he was
I'm a
like that the
dab.
whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
That was such no, that was such bullshit that like he deserves to get booed at the All-Star game after that performance. Like to make it a big deal, like, oh, an all-star is gonna be in this event, and then for him to put up that effort, like what are we doing here? You couldn't jump over Kai Cenat standing up. Like he's like 4'8". Like how tall is he?
No, I think too, like again, if you're gonna put that on Jalen Brown, like everyone in the All-Star game doesn't give a shit either. So it's like, why would we care about the dunk contest? Like
Then
the
don't sign
whole
up for the dunk
weekend,
contest.
no one gives a fuck. Yeah. So it's like, why put that on just Jalen Brown then? No one gives a fuck about the entire All-Star weekend. It's dead, dude. I think again, just give them back some time. I would rather see something else around basketball. Hey, let's do a show around like this. Like, oh, let's take them to the Basketball Hall of Fame, and it's going to be Steph, LeBron, and Jokic doing a round table, like something like that. I would rather see that than them play in a shitty game.
Do you think it's just all-star games in general are dead now because the NFL, I'm not watching them grown men play flag football and not care about winning. Like, what's the purpose of this anymore? And then they're playing dodgeball is the new marquee event for the NFL, and the 3-point contest is the new marquee event for the NBA. Like, we've gone so far away from the competitive games in All Star or Pro Bowl games. Like, is it just a dead idea?
I think MLB has the like market on cool all-star events because you have the home run contest, home run derby, you have the all-star game, which is still played at a high level. And I think because it's easier because you don't run the risk of getting hurt. Really, the only time you're going to get hurt is if you like really throw your hardest. And so I don't think a lot of guys are really doing that. But I mean, baseball is hard in general. I think baseball has the all-star weekend mentality like good because it's a fucking cool event. Like it's still really cool. I think the other two sports, like the NFL, you can't go as hard because the risk of injury. And why are you going to do that? The basketball, I don't know why it wouldn't be cool. And now I know why. It's because players don't give a shit. And so they've told us numerous times that, hey, fan, we don't care what you like. We're going to do what's going to help us to advance further in the playoffs and keep us healthy for the regular season so we can make a bag. And that's it. And I understand like that's it. At the end of it, it's sports business, but also you need to generate revenue via these TV deals, which again are coming up, and people aren't watching this shit. No, like they said, the ratings were higher for the NFL Pro Bowl than it was the NBA All Star Game, and that should be fucking concerning to the NBA because the NFL has literally flag football for their All Star event. You guys have the best players in the NBA going and playing this game, and no one gives a fuck anymore. You should
And
be deeply concerned about
and the
this.
NFL has trouble developing. Well, the NBA has trouble developing stars. The NFL, you looked at them. It was an Italian guy,
Yeah.
Tommy DeVito, biggest star in the world for like a month, and the NBA is having trouble bringing in these next round of superstars. So, what's really going to happen when LeBron and Steph retire? They're going to be in a pretty bad rating situation then.
Yeah, man. And I think again, it's hard because the NBA. This is a whole nother conversation as far as who's going to take over the face of the league. I just think that if we're keeping on this topic of the All Star game, no one's watching it anymore. The players don't give a shit. Let's just exit out. Let's instead of the All Star game, how about we move the in season tournament to this point and let's cash it out then. Let's do
Yeah.
partial like up until this point, and then the finals of the in-season tournament be during All-Star weekend, and you could still do your bullshit dunk contest. You could still do your I think the highlight of it was the Sabrina versus Steph 3-point contest.
Yeah. So